Why do we live on autopilot? Why do we just drift through life even when we are not satisfied? Why do we mostly react to external influences instead of actively shaping our own lives? Out of many possible explanations, I want to focus on just one. And the simplest answer to why we do things the way we do is because we have always done them that way, out of pure habit. Because we never really questioned it, never became aware that there might not be any real reason behind our behavior, other than the fact that we started doing it at some point and then just kept repeating it. And it can even feel comforting to see that everyone else is the same. Everyone else is unhappy too with their job, with their relationship. That's just how it is. What I'm getting at is this. As children, we are usually taught very clearly how to behave, what to do, what's acceptable, and how we are supposed to function. Our environment, our parents, school, society, places countless small and big demands on us as children. And as kids, we don't know much yet. All we can really do is react to those external influences. To put it a bit bluntly, as children, we constantly hear things like, do this, don't do that, be like this, don't be like that, this is right, this is wrong. And our job is simply to follow along, to adapt, to learn how to be and how to behave in certain ways. It's not about questioning things, not about negotiating, not about figuring out what we actually want, not about actively shaping our own lives. It's about reacting to the expectations placed on us. There's little room for personal agency. And yes, of course, there are parents who raise their children more consciously, with more freedom and creativity. But I'd argue that's more the exception than the rule. Most children grow up being told what to do and how to be. Not always directly or consciously, but as always, subtly, unconsciously, automatically. So what happens? Children learn to react to external demands. No questioning, no impulse to actively shape their own lives, no sense of agency. So how does that program the brain? Well, it trains the brain to wait for instructions. To wait for someone to tell you what to do and who to be. And then, as adults, many people continue to live like that, passively. looking around. What does my partner want? What does my boss expect? What do others need from me? And there's almost always someone who wants something. The brain has learned thousands of times to react. Repeated over years, even decades. Refined, always almost perfected. But what the brain hasn't learned is how to actively shape a life. There might not even be the thought that we can shape our lives, let alone knowing how. And sure, if you're happy and satisfied, then everything's fine. But many people aren't. And often they can't even clearly explain why. Where we are today, how we feel, how happy or unhappy we are, is partly the result of our past thinking and actions. And if, put bluntly, we've mostly thought and done what others told us to think and do, then we are essentially living their lives, not our own. Again, if that makes you happy, you can absolutely keep living that way. But if it doesn't, then at least now you might understand why, and that it can be changed. We are what we think about ourselves, and we are the sum of our actions, our behavior. And if we don't consciously guide our thinking and behavior, then something else will. The past, our early environment, and here's the tragic part. We have trained our brain for years, decades, to function exactly like that. But here's the good news. We can train it differently. We can teach our brain what to think and how to think. Sounds strange, but it's true. We can practice new ways of thinking and behaving. Repeat them, internalize them, until they become automatic. Until they become a new kind of autopilot. But this time one that we consciously chose. And ideally, one that leads to happiness, fulfillment, healthy relationships, freedom, a meaningful life.